Happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome to my art table. I apologize about the shadow from the camera onto the page, but that's how it is. I need more light in this place. Okay, that's a problem that can be fixed. White, green, and black. I've never made a palette of these three colors, so let's see what happens. I was gonna do red, yellow, and blue, a primary palette, but it's St. Patty's Day, I realized. Here's the Frog King and the Brontosaurus and green dye. Okay, that's good. I'll put my green things there. Okay, now got black. Let's see. I need a forest card from Magic the Gathering. It's too bad I don't have one here. I have one somewhere. Okay, black paint. More art in real time. No speed videos on my channel. They're interesting, I guess, a couple times, but I burned out on them. Okay. So let's put out some green paint. There's a lot going on. Oh yeah, shake, shake, shake. Shake it, baby. I've got a normal white piece of paper there. Shake, shake, shake. Some white acrylic paint. Yeah. Need to shake it up some. That's what happens when you leave your paint on the dashboard in your car and the sun shines on it all day. So you can take off the lid and just pour it. That's a lot of white. No problem. If it's too much, well, let's see. Is that too much? No, I think I'll use it. Okay. So first, I'll make a cut of black and make a cut of white. Okay. Mix it thoroughly. Okay. And we should get a nice gray. I'm not kidding. Mix up your paint thoroughly. Do a good job of it. No messing about. It's better if you have some consistent color. And I'm doing it on paper because when I'm all done, this page will turn into an art piece. That's how I do things. Most people use a plastic or metal plate container thing to mix paints on, but not me. White and black literally gray down any painting. So some artists just don't use white and black. Bob Ross annoyingly had his magic white paint, and he'd do his magic brush strokes. You will not learn how to paint good by watching Bob Ross. That's why I didn't watch him. I wanted to like it, but I knew even as a 17-year-old that he was not leading the way for how art should be made. I don't know who his audience was. His show would come on, and I guess housewives would watch his show. I learned that he really didn't get paid for his program. PBS didn't really pay him. I don't think they did. But it gave him some exposure and notoriety. And Bob Ross is a nice guy. He's just not a great artist. Okay. So now let's mess around with the green. He would sometimes mix paint on the canvas. A lot of artists have done that. Alright. But there's a difference between Edward Manet and Bob Ross. Okay, let's get some green and some gray going. Yeah, let's mix all of it. I didn't get true pigment with the green. Okay. Let's see if I can do better this time. That looks better. The pigment and the medium separate if you don't use the paint for a long time. Okay. Now we'll do a cut. Okay. Yeah, this lighting is not good to actually show what's going on. I don't know how to fix it right now. Yeah, we'll just go like that. I moved the tripod back a little bit. Okay. This isn't that much different than the regular white, so I'll add more green. Bum bum bum. JW0 calls me a bum. Alright. Good for him. Okay, now that's okay. things dry on the paper because it absorbs the moisture. That's okay. Oh, my pie tin's dropped. And then I diluted the black with some green so it's not straight out of the bottle. Okay. You have to work fast when you're making a palette on paper because it dries. Okay, I've got my palette knife in the water so I can get the paint off from the last session. Then I have another can of water there. Let's see. I'll just put the palette knife in that can over there. Oh yeah, let's see. Oh man. Here's Hurricane. Wish I could get sponsorship from them. And then I could get free beer. I could drink beer in every video. I will show you from last time. Here's some palette painting using black, white, and red. It's pretty dry now. And here's another one I did from that session. And you can see I did some thick impasto paint. Let it dry. You don't want to mess with it too much. It's gonna take a day to dry properly. It's still soft. Thick paint takes a longer time to dry. But I like paintings with lots of thick paint. Robert Rauschenberg, the way he did it in the 50s, are some of my favorite paintings that I've ever seen in my life. Okay, so with this big brush that I used for the other side of this cardboard, well, I cleaned it in the water and got all the paint off, and so now I can use a different palette. Okay, let's paint. Do I know what I'm doing? Yes, but I'm just letting it happen. And I'm making two-sided art because why not? I've seen lots of two-sided art in museums, and artists have done that in the 20th century when they just didn't have any canvases anymore. So they just paint on the back. And it looks great. It's a pain in the butt for museum curators to have to deal with two-sided art. But there are ways to display both sides at the same time. Or to display the front and then have a photo on the wall of what's on back. So it's hard to feel sad for the curators that they have to do a little bit more work. That's the main reason why I think they don't like to have to deal with two-sided artwork. So if I make it hard for curators, why do I care? I'm not in a museum anyway. I could be someday. I heard of one guy from perhaps Sweden or the Netherlands. He was in a museum, but he was broke. He had a wife and 3 daughters. So you can have your art in prestigious places and still be broke. Or you can be a avant-garde filmmaker and win awards and still be broke. Or you can make bad commercial films and be rich, but your movies suck. Alright. You can just leave the cardboard. You don't have to put paint on every single spot. I'm just going to leave it like this because I like it. And it's a good place to stop on this one. And I'm going to put it in the drying area and just let it sit there. Now we got the back of this one that I can paint on. So I'm just using up paint now. I got a lot of paint to use. I'm just applying pure color and to see what happens. And it's really fun. I love making these videos, by the way. It's a blast. I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Okay. Bum bum bum. These are some of my favorite videos to make. I get to talk and be myself and do what I'm best at. Sometimes you have to wig out. There's a thing called action painting. I never really got the hang of it, but I certainly know about it. Okay. Doesn't have to make sense. Not in this kind of painting. If you get something good, just leave it alone. I'm doing this all with one brush. That's not always recommended. But I'm getting some really interesting things. So that's how I'm painting right now. I can paint in many different styles and fashions. This is what I'm doing right now. So here's another instance where I feel satisfied with this first layer of paint, allowing the cardboard to show through. Okay, so that goes over there where it will dry, and I am forbidden to touch it. So moving right along, here's my Chris Farley drawings. And it can be corrected with paint. So I talk about my packaging tape, and this has been completely covered with tape. On the on the back I have some cutouts. It's good to stay hydrated. I've been drinking lots of tea lately. Normally I'm a coffee person, but tea is what we have. And I was amused that Peter Jackson was drinking 22 cups of tea a day while working on Lord of the Rings. But he was also eating a hamburger every day. Okay. So I'm satisfied with this right now at this stage. And I have to let the paint dry. Now in this case, since it's on top of tape, I have to tape it over so the paint doesn't get damaged. Okay. So we will drop that right there. Oh. Here's a Ren and Stimpy drawing from 2017. On the back, I can't really show, but I'll read it. Well, basically it says, "Truck this kid," but it's an F-bomb. A young hip-hop guy told me that this drawing sucked, that my art sucked, and that he could do better. Then he asked me for pen and paper. So he wanted to show that he could draw better, but he didn't have any drawing materials with him, which is a sign to me that he wasn't an artist. If you're not ready to go at any moment of the day, then screw you. And in art school, there's an ethic that you never ever borrow materials from your fellow artists, because all the artists are struggling, and you have to have your own vocabulary of materials, and borrowing art materials just ain't gonna cut it. So the hip-hop guy, well, that turned out nice by accident. It looks like a table or a box, but there's some three-dimensionality just by using two pure tones. Okay, so I'm happy with this. That goes in the drawing area. Let's put it right there. I'm parched. I need my beer. Okay. Good. Making progress little by little. Now here I have a brand new canvas that has been laying around for years. I would buy these at the dollar store, but it's hard to paint in a storage unit or in your car. I mean, look at this chaos, but I need it. I need it to make art. You cannot create art in a void. Can't be done. Otherwise, you just end up making shallow paintings. Okay. See, I'm holding the brush and trying to take the packaging off. Okay. God gave you two hands. Use them well. Idle hands are the work of the devil. So, I have plenty of paint here. And a nice canvas. And a big brush ready to go. I was thinking of painting a 4-leaf clover for St. Patty's Day. Maybe making a thick painting with lots of paint of the 4-leaf clover. And now I don't even care. I could do it, I guess, but I don't know why. If I have to think about it, why would I do it? I don't know. I'm not Irish. St. Patrick's Day is just a drinking holiday. The first big drinking holiday following everyone's disastrous Valentine's Day. So you have New Year's Eve, brand new year, and you get completely hammered, and you might meet someone on that night and make out or whatever, and then you might be going out with that person until Valentine's Day, and then either the guy or the girl isn't into it anymore. So then you need St. Patrick's Day so you can forget about all your problems and just get drunk yet again. Okay. So this brush is a lot of fun. I haven't used this size brush in a long time. So it's a lot more fun for me to make a painting like this than to do some imagery. I just didn't feel like doing something with an image. So one brush just does the trick. I'm almost done with this stage. And you don't want to mess with it too much, because why would you anyway? Just let the brush do the talking. See, that might have been a mistake. Might not have. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. You have to be an old man like me to just leave things alone, and you don't have to mess with it. Okay, let's see. And now we're kind of running out of time. I'm looking for a place to put this painting so it won't get messed up. Alright. Join me on Patreon as a free member, or as a paid patron. Patreon.com/David Lovins. There's my plug. And I've got a brand new comic book page. I'm going to draw a comic book cover on this side, and then I have 3 panels so far for the inside front cover. So my comics have no ads in them, and that's what I want to do. It's my anti-Marvel Comics thing. The first person who really didn't like Marvel Comics that I know of is Robert Crumb. So I got an idea to put some more white paint just in this spot. It just came to me. The idea popped into my head. So when you put things down and you look at it, sometimes you see what needs to be done. That happens all the time, especially when I work on multiple pieces at once. Okay. So lots more of these videos to come. So with this palette, I can let it dry. There's a lot of white paint there, so I think I'll use some of it on the Chris Farley drawing. That's real nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching.